now. Look at me. Look at me. Look at me.
I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you, Vuk. She like me, Vuk. She want me, Vuk. It's not a game. She doesn't even like dudes like you.
What are you talking about? You don't really
decide that she wants to be with Bigjxxx longer than you.
Okay, curious. Do you love Vuk? God.
Why are you asking me these questions?
I'm making a fool of myself here.
That's a fact.
So if I don't think
he loves her, Ellen. He loves her, man.
I wouldn't be doing this. I wouldn't be doing this.
I mean, he might beat her ass when he meets her in real life, but
yeah, no, he's not killing himself. He's not depressed over me. If anything, I've been stressed and depressed over him because he keeps hanging out with LA. I think that Vuk is running game. I'm sorry.
I can't believe him and Bigjxxx, man, been flying around this motherfucking YouTube and caping for this crazy ass woman, man. You want to cape for her?
Unbelievable! I had no idea that you.
No, I told you.
Did, and
I told you. No.
Hold on. Let me holler at Vuk, man. So what brought you to the point where you enemies were? Now you done got to the point where you caping for her and trying to tell me how I could talk to this miserable bitch.
I'm going to look at one of the problems that Bigjxxx has with the manosphere, one of the real problems, which is a problem because of his own ineptitude. A problem of his own doing that was a problem long before there even was a manosphere. It's him. And the manosphere, and the gender war itself, the women too that's in it, they are just outlets for Bigjxx's self-hatred. And one of the things that makes it easy for Bigjxx to conceal his self-hatred is that there are plenty of ill folks around that do a lot of ill things, which makes for plenty of hiding places for Bigjxx. Now, some years back, and this was at the time where Bigjxx was saying, well, we don't really know how old he is, but this was at the time when Bigjxx was saying he was around 30 years old.
Hey, you motherfuckers. It's good being me.
And this took place on Slappadon's channel. And I forget who was all up there, but one of them who I didn't forget was up there was Pro-Black Chris. And Bigjxx said something up there, and after he said it, Pro-Black Chris cooked Bigjxx's socks off of him. Because what Bigjxx said, and this is one of the things, his personal things that makes him have a problem with these men and women on here. What Bigjxx said that got him cooked to the highest of cooktivity on that panel was that at the time he was having that conversation, he came out of his mouth and said that he had been celibate for 5 years. I shit you not. Pro-Black Chris put his foot up Bigjxx's ass so far that his kneecap was covered in mud. 30-year-old man started celibacy in his mid-20s. That is disgusting. That is disgusting. Shame on you. Pro-Black Chris lit him all the way up. Lit him up. Oh, and be over there to Bigjxx's channel to hear him explain how chastity for a 25-year-old man is somehow a sign of virtue. No, that is despicable. And it's testament to how lame he is with females. Celibacy at 25 to 30 and maybe even until this day is also testament to Bigjxx's problem with the men of the manosphere, MGTOW, SYSBM people.
I just...
I'm curious. I'm going to need you to get that cash.
There's no way in hell I'll ever be pumping my own gas. What is wrong with you, LA? Don't you have any pride?
You can't pump her own gas. That's what on Buck is for. You pump the gas for. Ain't that right, Buck?
It's just that Vuk has this really special gift. This episode isn't going to go on air, is it?
What?
Does it have to go up?
I told you.
Just what go up?
This episode.
What episode?
Are you finna start crying, kids?
No.
Curious is not gonna cry. I think Buck gonna cry before her.
Big J hates ladies' men. He hates the ladies' man. Big J hates how, despite how bad men talk about women on here, describing them as trash and the least among all of God's creations, and how they're responsible for all the problems on the face of the earth, they still come a-running. The chicks still flock right to him and sit right there next to him and will even pay them. And that burns Big J to his soul.
Have I ever done this since then? Curious? I haven't ever since you got to know each other. Have I said anything like that to you?
You shouldn't have to. Listen, you hang out with somebody who does.
I'm gonna say it again. I love her. I'm not ashamed of saying it. I've gotten to know her. She's a wonderful person to me.
You don't look like you really. I don't see not one tear in your eye, man. Do you really
I'm not
love her?
crying. Yes, I do.
You
But
don't see that. Make sure your thumbs up this video.
That's the reason to cry.
But no, celibacy at 25 to 30 is not due to him having some great moral compass and he's gonna save himself for marriage like a chick. It's not virtue. It's lame. It's him being lame. People call him a simp, and that's not a totally accurate assessment of him. It's almost there, but not totally accurate. An accurate assessment of him is what I said before a while back, which is that he is part simp, part incel, hybrid. Part simp, part incel, hybrid. You know, because like I said before, Big J defies the laws of physics and be having, the same things exist in the same space that are totally opposite of each other. But again, no. No. Celibacy at that age is not by choice, not his choice. Celibacy at that age is because he's lame. Listen to this.
You know, this is probably, I remember about 2008. You know what? I don't know. I don't want to put, you know what? Never mind. I ain't put my personal business out there like that.
Go ahead, Big J. I mean, you started. Let's hear it.
It's like that one time I was talk to the Hispanic girl, and I like what she was, what she was about and shit. And the thing was, she wouldn't accept me because I didn't have a college degree or some old shit like that at the time.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, and it's just that in the types of women that I would like to have back then was not what let me just say though, I have to go outside of 80-mile radius to talk to women. Okay.
No, you don't.
Oh, yes, I do.
You have to know your worth.
If I really have to talk to somebody, you have to be outside of a 60-mile radius. I don't talk to women locally.
Why not?
60 to 80 miles. That is pathetic.
You understand?
That's how lame he is. And it's part of the problem that he has with these men groups on here, the SY, SBM, and the others. Now, let me play a classic of mine for you. Right? And please, let me say this again. Please be there to hear Big J explain why he has to travel 60 to 80 miles to get a woman.
Why are you running? Why are you running?
And I've heard this explanation before. I heard it. And what I heard was him hiding how lame he is. And I want for y'all to be there to hear that. That's why I didn't play it here. I want you to be there to hear him do it again. Now this next clip, I played this the first time I played this was maybe 7 years ago. And I played it again 2 years ago. And each time I did it, it sends Big J into a tailspin. He goes off.
Do not look for sex. I'm gonna tell you, see, here is the problem. A lot of the educated lames, the so-called educated lames, they want love, they want sex, they want booty, they want blah, blah, blah from the quote-unquote Kerry Washingtons in the hood. Well, there is no Kerry Washingtons in the hood. Sorry. And since though they're not going to give you the love, since they're going to insult you, and since they're going to sit there and berate you, why won't you do what Franklin D. Roosevelt did when he said this to welcome the hatred? You see, I have no use for women. I really don't. I don't have a use for a woman.
What? What?
I don't have a use for a woman. So if a woman hates my guts, so fucking be it. But yeah.
Told men to stop looking for sex.
God damn.
Told men to stop looking for sex. Or you know what? Maybe he meant unless you gotta go 80 miles for it. No use for a woman. And the lame he mentioned is also him. And you heard him. He said, so be it. The 60-mile radius stuff, the celibate stuff, the stop looking for love stuff has been what Big J has been going through with females since he was a boy.
You know, so.
And as inexperienced as he is, he still thinks he's qualified to be in these conversations about relationships when really, Big J is only about 1.5 steps in front of Jalen when it comes to intimate relationships. And some of y'all know who Jalen is. And if Big J is not a virgin, and he very well might be a virgin, he might be. But if he's not a virgin, I would bet my life he can count the amount of females he's had sex with on one hand. And even more pathetic than that, I bet he can even remember all of their names, which is even more pathetic. One of Big J's problems that he has with the manosphere is that the dudes on here are speaking from experience with women, whereas Big J has none. Big J XXX has little to no history with females since a boy. And he hates the ones that do. It's self-hatred. Yeah, that's what this is. It's self-hatred. He's inept. And he's been mentally castrated by females a long time ago, back when he was a boy. Big J has even had a female stolen from him on here. Stolen. Yeah, a dude named Vuk took Big J's YouTube girlfriend from him, and that is fact, not rumor or assumption. Which amounts to an additional reason for him to be mad at the ladies' men on here. And I got more of the videos about, like, you know, the 60-mile radius type stuff where Big J talks about how rough it's been for him getting females, but I'm not going to play any of it at this time. I'm not going to do him like that this time.
You was trying to, on that video, you was trying to create a wedge between me and her and try to create a soap opera between me and Vuk. Remember Vuk, Madhead?
Oh yeah.
Remember Vuk, Madhead, and Vuk's involvement with Curious? See, you was trying to get up in that shit. You was trying to beef with her or trying to create a situation with her that it would have got me and Vuk in a beef when you was 2 months too late on that shit. She was already with Vuk long before you made that video.
You big dummy.